Hi, thanks for coming. So far, we are 3 weeks down into our 4th week of practice now. We've had 3 meets. They were all on a weekend in the Chicago area. We played North Central, lost 3-6 to them, but had a great showing. I think that on paper it looked like that result might not be as close as it really was. Then we had a win against MSOE. That was a 7-2 win. And then we played Elmhurst on an early Sunday morning and squeaked out a close one, 5-4. Was really, really proud of how the guys performed all weekend, and actually practice has been really great. The guys are all in. They are working hard. Their enthusiasm is up, and they're doing, the little things in practice, and then also outside of practice having some fun together as well. Actually, they just organized a mixed doubles pickleball tournament this last weekend when we had a bye week. So little fun things where, our program is not only succeeding on the court, but feeling like a good experience for the players outside that as well. New to our varsity lineup this year, we have a freshman, Lucas Huffman, who's come right in and taken our number 1 spot. And he had a great weekend. The first weekend he got 4 wins out of his 6 matches, and the other 2 that he didn't come out with were very close. A 1 at 1 doubles and a 1 singles match that went to a tiebreaker. So really excited about him and the talent that he brings and the potential for him to grow from here on out. And also he has, you bring in a freshman who's your best player all of a sudden, and you might expect there's a certain attitude with that, and we haven't had that at all. He's been a hard worker and a team guy, and just really proud of how he's handled that. A little bit of pressure on him, and he's done well. Another guy who's jumped into our varsity lineup is Ben Mason. He played 6 for us this last weekend. Is a junior, but decided to come over and start playing this year. Worked really, really hard in the off season to rebuild every single stroke in his game, and is a very good athlete. So excited to see how he'll grow throughout this year as well. We've got a bunch of returners. We've got 5 seniors this year. We've got Sam Nettleton and Will McDonald are our seniors that have played in the varsity lineup before, and they're taking on a leadership role that they should. We've got 3 seniors who are going to make it through Wartburg, having done some kind of music band or choir for 4 years and played tennis all 4 years. And have really added some depth to our roster. John Lansink, Colin Jacobs, and Elliot Kuchera, and all 3 of those guys have the potential to jump into the varsity lineup at some point this season too. And then we've got a couple other returners that a junior and a sophomore, Grant Kincaid and Nate Coles, who have also made an impact for us in the past and are back. It's nice to have them. We have a new assistant that we grabbed out of Waterloo, Dave Russell. Excited to have him on. He's done all the right things, and excited to see how the season will go with him. For our goals for the year, you don't necessarily expect that you'll be the most talented team on the court every single meet, but I think that we can have the expectation that we can be the most mentally tough team each time. And our guys have done a good job of treating mental toughness like a skill that we can practice rather than a trait that's stagnant. And I've never seen and been so aware of a team's mental toughness as much as I was this last weekend with them. So we can keep that going, and I think we'll be tough to beat. And then something that we've carried over from last year and just trying to execute better is starting our points well. If you hit a great serve, hit a great return, or at least don't mess those things up, it helps you a lot to get into it. Helps to start a point on offense or in control. As far as the conference, as always, Luther and Co. are very strong. Our meets this year that I think we should and want to target would be, a Central, Loris. Those are teams that we should be having, those are the meets that should be close, and that if we win, we'll know that we have improved throughout the year. So the nice thing about Lucas Huffman is that he's been around these guys for a while, and they've even played together for a while, because part of how he came to Wartburg was some of his connections with our players in the past. But Sam is very mature, and Lucas is, I think, in terms of tennis intelligence, ahead of his age as well. So they worked well together when we played them. They're very, very strong at 1 doubles. I think at times we will split them up and try and win at 1 and 2 with both of them. We did that in a couple of our meets last weekend. But it's also nice to have the flexibility that these guys both know what they're doing, so they can play together and they can play with other people too.